The Intercept has an awesome and important article that really explains why we need a Justice Democrats caucus in Congress and not just a progressive caucus, which is technically we have now a progressive caucus. Take a look at this. Nearly every member of the Congressional Progressive Caucus still takes corporate PAC money. In April, the Congressional Progressive Caucus announced that it was going to be drawing a line. Its Political Action Committee would no longer accept corporate campaign donations. Quote, if we are going to end the influence of corporations and special interests in government, we have to start by not relying on their support, said caucus co-chair Mark Pocan, a Democrat from Wisconsin. Only by being fully independent of their financial influence can we prioritize people over corporations. The development was largely ignored by the press, but for those who heard about it, the move raised an immediate question. Wait, the Congressional Progressive Caucus was taking corporate money? Yes, it was. And not only did the Congressional Progressive Caucus, PAC, accept corporate contributions until recently, but also almost all of its 78 members, including Pocan, still take corporate money individually, even as their caucus shuns it. Just 4 caucus members who will be returning to the House next session have pledged to decline corporate funds. Representative Pramila Jayapal, Ro Khanna, Tulsi Gabbard, and David Cicilline, however the fuck you say it. That number, however, is about to balloon to as many as 40 or more as a wave of successful progressive insurgents, including Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Jahana Hayes, Rashida Tlaib, and Ilhan Omar, are poised to join the House of Representatives. Okay, that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you must support Justice Democrats. Look at that. Look at that. There are 4 congresspeople who decline corporate PAC money individually, and now they're saying the number is about to balloon to as many as 40 or more because of what you've all done, what we've all done with Justice Democrats. There's Justice Democrats, there's Our Revolution, there's the PCCC. These are actual grassroots, populist-left organizations that are trying to get the actual left elected. And it's so important. 4 to 40. 4 people, no corporate PAC money, to 40 people, no corporate PAC money. That is gigantic. So get this, guys. According to End Citizens United, which is a campaign finance reform political action committee, 208 candidates took the no corporate PACs pledge this cycle. Of those candidates, 124 won their primaries. So more than half of the people saying, I'm not taking any corporate PAC money, won their primaries. That includes, people like Beto O'Rourke, for example, but every Justice Democrat. So more than half of the time, if you run and say, I take no corporate PAC money, you win. You want to know why? Because people go, wow, that person might actually want to represent me because they're not taking money from giant corporations. Yeah, that's right. And so even though these candidates, by and large, end up having a monetary disadvantage against their opponents, they end up winning because the power of that message, it resonates. So for those of you who were curious, there have been 78 Justice Democrats who've run to this point, and 26 of them are still in the game. So those are pretty solid numbers. And they go on to say, this is the part of the story that I think is most worthy of highlighting here. They go on to say that the people in the Congressional Progressive Caucus who take corporate PAC money individually, they're offended at the notion that they're bought, which is hilarious because, hold on, so you're going to be in the Congressional Progressive Caucus and you're going to take corporate PAC money? No, but that makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. And by the way, I guarantee you, if you go through all of their records with a fine-tooth comb, the ones who do take corporate PAC money, listen, I'm not denying that if they're in the Congressional Progressive Caucus, you and I are going to agree with them on 80, 85% of the issues where they vote the right way. But I guarantee you, if you go through their record with a fine-tooth comb, you're going to find clear examples of, oh, you would not have voted that way if it wasn't for the corporate PAC money that you took. Guarantee you'll find it. Guarantee you. So they're offended at the idea that this means they're corrupt. No, that is exactly what it means. It means you're corrupt. So, and think about it. if you transition and you get the Democratic Party completely off of corporate money, that's the end goal. Get the Democratic Party completely off of corporate money and totally on small dollar donations. You can make up the difference in the money you lost by raising from individuals, from regular people. Like Bernie said, $27 at a time, because then people know, oh, your agenda is my agenda. You're for working people. You're for ending the wars. You're for ending the corruption. You're for the proper position on social issues, more freedom on social issues. So if you have the right agenda and you're not corrupt, you're going to get those small dollar donations, and you may even eclipse the amount of money you would get with corporate PAC money. So why would you not go down that path? You have to go down that path. And we're making a difference. It's working. It's working. 4 no corporate PAC Congress people to 40 or more. Wow. In one election cycle. Imagine what we do with 5 or 6 or 7 if we keep this pressure on. See, the whole point is you don't take no for an answer. I don't begrudge anybody who wants to go the third party route. Says, oh, we're going to do it from outside of the system, or I'm going to do it as an independent. By all means, Tim Canova's running as an independent in Florida. I 100% support Tim Canova over Debbie Wasserman Schultz. If you're on the Green Party, or you're, whatever, some other soon-to-be-created People's Party, third party, whatever, I'll support you if you're for the right policies. But to disarm from within the Democratic Party is a terrible idea, because then you're going to go in the wrong direction. 4 no corporate PAC politicians in Washington to 40 or more. That's a giant win in one election cycle. So you have to also fight to take over the Democratic Party, because why would you lay in a chalk outline of yourself on the ground and say to the corporatists, you win. One of the 2 major parties in this country that already has such gigantic institutional power. We're just going to concede and hand it over to you. Here, take the entire Democratic Party and do with it what you will. I'll go a step further. Not only am I in favor of a populist takeover, anti-establishment takeover, anti-corruption takeover of the Democratic Party, I'm in favor of that in the Republican Party. Are you kidding me? I will take better ideas fucking everywhere. Everywhere. I'm not going to limit myself and say I'm going to pigeonhole myself to only work towards from a third party position or from outside the system. You have to do it every way imaginable, because that's the only way that you up your chances of winning. And what we're doing is fucking working, man. And this makes me happy. And nothing made me want to fight more than starting to see the results. These results are amazing. And now we're credit to The Intercept for shining a light on something that's very important. That the Congressional Progressive Caucus, most of the individual members still take corporate PAC money, which again is why we need a Justice Democrats caucus. Because if you get a Justice Democrats caucus, that is what an actual progressive caucus would be. That's a populist-left caucus where they're against corruption and they're against the establishment. Whereas the Congressional Progressive Caucus is just so-so. Hey, sometimes we're right, but sometimes we're wrong. And most of us take corporate PAC money. So in other words, you're not as progressive as you think you are. But we're coming for you. We're going to fight. We're going to fight. And we're going to win on our issues, because we're not going to take no for an answer.